This might be one of the worst pieces of HHN merchandise ever released. Where they put all the drunk people, you can kind of see their head up there. They've added a full porch. You're gonna see a shoe. Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another massive Halloween Horror Nights 2025 update. We finally have story detail reveals for the HHN Tribute Store. Again, you are crushing it. We're on our way to 78,000 subscribers. If you didn't know, we're so close to kind of like dethroning the official HHN YouTube channel. Half of you guys currently are not subscribed who watch the videos. We have a little challenge now. If we hit 76,000, we're gonna have a reward to show you guys, 78,000 and then 80,000. So I own one of the largest HHN collections in the world. So I'm gonna reveal like a jaw-dropping artifact to you guys every single one of those tiers that we hit. Like, your mind is gonna be blown. I promise it'll be worth the wait, but we got this. The little artifact that we will be revealing, again, is kind of based on another HHN icon, which I cannot wait to share with you guys. But on that note, it is time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights shirt of the day. We got Bill and Ted, right? Most bodacious dude. This is gonna be from HHN 2010. So on that note, let's roll a vintage 2010 commercial. Enjoy.
I have remained as merely legend for too long. A new era of darkness shall now be ushered in. Taking my playthings from inside the box and accepting their willing sacrifice. Before me, no things created unless eternal, and I am eternal.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in. Oh, I cannot wait to see the little details added for the tribute store. All right, so it looks like the mommy and daddy truss has given birth to two little twins. There's two little trusses that have popped up on the side. So yesterday, these two massive truss pieces popped up. This is where the blue HHN logo is gonna go, but now this truss work has appeared right next to the larger truss, and then also to the right of it, we got another one that has popped up. Okay, so yesterday we saw them put kind of the twig work and the moss work on the gates. Now they've added the vines and then the tall grass. So here's a better look at it now. Again, kind of just the layering of the different textures really makes you feel immersed and that you're not in a theme park. So they added more moss going all the way up, little patches of it, and then they also have added all the different vines. Now this is gonna be real vines. This is from an actual plant. The plant is right down here. They kind of hit it with the tall grass, but they're running real natural vines all over the structure. So it's a loop around. They just do such a great job of just kind of layering the different details. I always love a good kind of like a variety of visual texture. So yeah, the vines are going all the way up the gates. They've also added new vines all over this gate. So again, there's the real vine plant, and they're running the vines all over the gate, all over the structure. It doesn't make it all the way up, but it kind of perfectly blends in with all the twigs that they added, the little branches, the vines, and then we got the distressing of the gate. So it looks good. It just feels natural and organic. It doesn't feel like fake. When you go to a lot of haunts, you'll see stuff like this and it just looks so fake, where this feels like it's actually being overgrown. So there's a bunch of ways they're applying it. We're gonna have screws to help the branches fit there. Looks like they're stapling a lot of the branches in there, and then you also see like zip ties on a bunch of the stuff. So it's a variety of ways to kind of attach the different vines and twigs. Oh yeah, we got the foggers out now. They're not hooked up yet, but we got the fog machine over here, so the fog is gonna blast out right next to the stage. So they haven't been hooked up yet, but the carts are out here. And we do have some movement with this wiring. Okay, so they've hooked up. These boxes were here, but now there's cables coming out of the boxes to be plugged into something. So are they waiting to be plugged into the fogger over there? All right, so back here again, we're gonna have this character trigger. So the character is gonna stand there behind whatever's tarped up. So I like that even the tarp is themed, because sometimes they'll just do like a standard black tarp and it just doesn't blend in. This is like a distressed kind of moldy, mildewy tarp. So underneath here is definitely some sort of body. Probably the feet are down there, and then something is impaling their head or something right there, and then their hands are there. There's been a victim that's popped up, and they also have a chair. So the chair is all distressed, all scratched up. The performer's not going to sit there, I don't think. It's more of just theming to the stage, but it's happening. We got the stuff on the stage now. So we're not going to find out what this is until opening night. Now the same thing over here, they've added something. So they've added some twig work on the stage. They also added little vines and twigs up there. So I guess we will be continuing kind of that aesthetic of the vines and twigs even on the stages. So they haven't added it to all yet, but all the twigs and vines are running all over it. And then they're gonna have a chair here. The chair's been all ripped up, gnarly. It's all dirty and gross. And then there's something hidden underneath here, a little table. And then here's definitely gonna be another victim. You can kind of see their head up there, but they're sitting in the chair. If you come down here, you're gonna see a shoe. So there's definitely a person underneath there, but we're not going to find out till the opening of the event. But again, they did a great job of kind of making a covering that was themed to HHN. All right, let's loop around here. All right, this box has popped up. That's new. But they're still, yeah, running all the different twigs back here. And then we also got a fogger. We got another fogger back here. Yeah. Okay, before we go to the other two stages, let's hop into 5 a Dime, see if they've restocked anything. All right, it does look like they restocked the pajama pant sizes for the little boo. And then still no YX6 restock with the shirts. It might be a while. All right, let's head over to the gargoyle stage, see what's going on. They added these gargoyles on each side. So there's one there, and then the other one's gonna be right over here. And then also along the stage, they've added kind of the vines and twigs. So again, over the next couple days, we'll see these evolve and become more layered and more textured. But all the vines and twigs are going all up there, all over. Let's loop around, see if there's anything new. Oh, we got another fogger back here. So back here, we got another fogger. So I think each stage might have a fogger. Now again, even on the back of the stage, they're layering kind of the different vines and twigs. We're coming by the final stage now. Again, something else is tarped up. There's something bloody and gross underneath there, or head or something. There's 2 really rusted out chairs on the stage. Some little leftover souvenirs. But even on the stage, they've added some plants, and then even the vines are running over the plants. So we'll get more of the vine work probably tonight. I'm interested to see how this works, because I'll have the performer right there, because I'll hit this character trigger. So what's going to be behind them? Even the planters have been aged. So let's loop around to see if anything else got added. It's looking good though. It's just going to look better and better every single day that we pop in. Oh, then over here we got another fogger chilling right there, and then the cord has moved back here. We're gonna have a new little cord box. This popped up. So behind each stage, it looks like one of these. It does look like someone forgot their pliers. There's like some pliers right there that someone forgot. So I'm sure they'll pick those up tonight. And then over here on the other gate, when you're entering in, they've again added more vine work and twig work all over with the tall grass, hiding the plant that runs all the vines. Nothing new over here by the HHN bar. Maybe tonight they'll add the stuff. There's 3 things you can always count on in life: death, taxes, and John Murdy talking about Slash.
I think it's John Murdy right there.
John says this: popped into our super secret offsite production facility today to record my part of Scarecrow music by Slash. I haven't been on a piece of Slash's HHN music since Clowns 3D in 2014, so it was fun to write and record this part. You'll hear it as part of the facade sequence. Now, we also have our first image of John on site. JP Land posted this: always a pleasure running into someone who has always inspired me and a person I've looked up to basically my entire life. Thanks, John Murdy, for allowing me to come say hi and grab a quick pic. Love your work and good luck with this year's season. All right, over here by the truss, there used to be a planter here. It's now disappeared. Let's see if anything new has popped up inside 9 Crooked Lane. I see this and it just reminds me of when SpongeBob has the suds and his one eye is like rolled off. I think there's a new yarn ball in the tree. They have added a little mini yarn ball up here on the fence. See what's going on over here. Good morning, Mr. Hairball. Hope you're doing well. It's looking about the same. Again, they added all the vines yesterday and the tall grass. This is the next level theme that I'm talking about. The cat house has evolved a lot since last night. Again, I don't remember set piece being this big and this detailed ever in a scare zone. All right, so here's the house. It's looking great. So they added the stained glass piece up there. It looks like it'll illuminate during the nighttime again. Each scare zone is gonna have kind of that stained glass representation, but they've added a full porch A full porch got added. They are truly building like a house. Let's see how the porch looks, see what's going on down here. So they added this. Now the door has been reclosed. The door was like cracked open. Maybe a performer will come in and out of it. It's all scratched up, right, because the cats are all trying to get back in. But this looks like an actual house. We'll probably get some railings on the porch also if there is a performer out there so they don't fall. Oh, but they have covered up the two little white pieces around the window that kind of look like cat ears. So let's loop around. All right, so they've now added a door. Yesterday they were just kind of the black curtain for the performer to go in and out of. Now there's an actual door that has hinges on it. They've painted that beam and they've painted that beam. And then they've also added another porch over here and then like a full-on little yard. What is going on over here? Oh, this is such a good detail. So look right there. That's a little cat door for the cats to go in. So the cats can go up here and then go inside the house. So then here's the grass. There's like some turf. I don't know if this is human-sized cat poop or dirt, but something's going on down there. This is all turfed up, and then we also have a staircase for the performer to go up. So the performer can exit there, do a little show scene or whatever happens here, and then go back. Again, this is a full-size house. If you're selling this in Orlando, easy $300,000 for this house. They also have added the do not climb sign on the staircase. What's going on over here? I've never seen this before. All the team members have out a kind of parachute. They have bubbles shooting up. This reminds me of like elementary school gym. This is awesome. Let's head off to Springfield, see how the facade is looking now. All right, the teams are back working on the facade for Hatchet and Chains. They're just touching stuff up, it looks like. Now, what is this mystery box that appeared next to the trash cans outside Moe's? What is that? Construction workers are still working on the bridge currently. They're here working on everything. They're now like building the flooring of the bridge. They might finish this by next week. They're just like cruising on it. This might be one of the worst pieces of HHN merchandise ever released. It's a Jack mask that is now for sale. Let's do the whole rundown on it real quick. This is gonna be the Halloween Horror Nights Jack the Clown overhead latex mask. So you can buy Jack's mask currently at Target for $52. Let's read the description of it. It says officially licensed, inspired by Universal Studios' legendary Halloween Horror Nights icon Jack the Clown. And then the description says, step right up and bring the twisted fun of the Midway to your next costume event with the officially licensed men's Halloween Horror Nights Jack the Clown overhead latex mask by Rubies. As one of Universal's most legendary icons, Jack the Clown is known for his chaotic energy, carnival flair, and unforgettable presence at Halloween Horror Nights. This full head latex mask captures every creepy detail, from Jack's sinister grin to painted clown face to his wild red hair and unsettling stare. Whether you're scaring up fun at a Halloween party, horror-themed event, or haunted house, this mask transforms you into the ultimate ringmaster of fright, designed for comfort and durability. Back in 2015, they had an actual really well-done Jack mask from Trick or Treat Studios that was sold in the park for HHN, but this one just does not look good. Inside the park, they want to keep the quality with the merchandise, but then outside the park, just like giving us this like crap off-brand HHN merch. And then Box Lunch even has shirts. One of the shirts has like Jack holding the tarot cards, but obviously the tarot cards were supposed to be like put in Photoshop. It's an unfinished photo that they're putting on a shirt. Comcast thinks Jack is like they're Mickey Mouse, but they're not curating the branding behind it and kind of the fandom behind it. They're just like slapping him on a bunch of stuff. Like he used to be like an event when Jack would pop up, and now it's just like he's everywhere. Over here by the speakers, the symbols have been removed. Oh no, what does it mean now that they're gone? Nothing really going on over here. I wonder where they're gonna start adding some like themed details. All we have right now is a great exhibit of all these different lights. All right, we're by Fast and Furious. There were some new tweets coming out about some of the store displays for the Jason Universe / Angry Orchard collaboration. So it says exclusive first look at the promotional standee for Jason Universe and Angry Orchard collaboration. We're in New York City now. Let's see if they have anything new to the stages. It does look like 2 barrels got added because this was kind of open. So there was a barrel there and a barrel there. Something's going to be spraying out. If you look at this barrel, you'll kind of see this little nozzle right there. So either fog or a water effect will be spraying out, because then we have the drain right there. So something's being sprayed out of that barrel. Nothing's happening with that. Will they have a performer here? How will they get on if these barrels are here? Because the performer is going to enter in from the back, because there's no stairs here yet, or not enough room to kind of get on here. So there might not be a performer on this stage, but maybe something projected on that screen. But yeah, something's going to be shot out of. that. Nothing hooked up in the back, so no water or no electrical yet. But let's go back over to the newsstand. So normally there's a food stand over here. With this newsstand being here, this might kind of block the flow of traffic. So maybe this just might become a themed area for the scare zone and then just not have a food stand over there. But yeah, this popped up yesterday. Yeah, nothing around here. The performer will enter in here because they have the chain on it. Let's pop into Sahara Traders right now. Now we got some movement over here. This was kind of angled against the entrance to the arcade, but now it's moved this way for the flow of traffic. So I'm guessing they're probably going to theme this so that if you're in the Mummy, you can exit or enter into the tribute store. All right, there's finally stuff in the Boris office. Finally. Let's get some shots of it. Go over everything. Okay, there's so many clues here. We're gonna start off here with the first set of clues. So it says the IIAA, it's gonna be the International Institute of Antiquities and Exploration. So then we're gonna go to the next little bullet point, see what it says. So it goes up to a question mark and a sticky note says, need to figure this out fast or it's curtains for us all. There's some sort of tomb or something that the IIAE has found that it says, it was filmed, question mark, find footage. So there's footage that we're looking for of whatever they discovered. Then we go to the next sticky note. It says night delivery, and there's keys that look like to get into the museum. Then we're gonna see on the Kitty Cat Club napkin, if you don't know the Kitty Cat Club, Boris Schuster visits, and we've seen it pop up in case files. Okay, so if you don't know what the Kitty Cat Club is, it's an actual real life sign and kind of building right across the street inside Universal Studios, but they weaved it into the HHN lore. So the backstory behind the Kitty Cat Club is the Kitty Cat Club was a smooth jazz club where many people would come to sit and drink or dance, then have a smoke while enjoying a jazz performance, not knowing that the Kitty Cat Club was inhabited by demons disguised as performers of the club. Boris Schuster frequents the club on his downtime from investigations, and on the napkin it says loading dock midnight with hard eyes. And then the next sticky note says, did Baxter leave Global for IIAE? Now if you know who Baxter is, it's from the Poseidon's Fury attraction.
Now, is anyone there? Professor! Taylor, what are you doing in there? I ordered everyone out! I was on my break, sir! Get them out now! This is Professor Baxter. Thanks to you and Taylor, we made quite a startling discovery today. Everyone at Global Discovery Group thanks you for joining us here at the Temple of Poseidon.
So if you look to the left, it's going to be the Explorer's Journal for the Global Discovery Group. So that's a little Easter egg for that. So somehow Poseidon's Fury is now connected. So then we're going to come over here to this newspaper clipping. The International Institute of Antiquities and Exploration planned to bring new exhibit to the museum known to be cursed. Now, if you remember, there's the Batilda idol that was at the museum last year. So the article says local events, thanks to the wonderful efforts of Professor Elias Baxter of both the Global Discovery Group and IIAE, a brand new collection will be revealed soon within the halls of the Museum of Antiquities here in the city. This news, however, does not seem to please everyone. A small group of individuals have begun to protest the bringing of yet again another cursed item to the museum's collection. After the living mummy and Kong fiasco, one would think the optics of bringing another unknown dangerous object into the city, even if experts declare it safe, are a bit hazy at best. Then we're going to come over here. There's going to be a gala information. Formal dress required. Museum staff is not liable for curses acquired while visiting the exhibit floor. Now, one of my favorite Easter eggs that's hidden, if you look to the first letter with each time, it says S-K-I-P-P-E-R. Then if you go over to the right, say H-O-S-S, they all have a bold print around it, and it says Skipper Hoss. Skipper Hoss works on a lot of the stuff, so I'm guessing he designed this, and he snuck his name in there. Then if we come over here, we're gonna have the front of the Mummy attraction, the Museum of Antiquities. So it says the centerpiece of our brand new exhibit happening on August 29th at 5 p.m. to 2 p.m. August 29th is the opening of HHN. So then if we come over here, it's called the Pythos of Epimetheus. So that's the name of whatever that thing is that they found in the ground in that first image. That's what's going to be at the museum that they're showing off. So then the sticky note says, got to pay for renovations somehow. So they're doing the gala and the new cursed item to bring in tourism. Now, Batilda came in. She kind of destroyed the place, taking back the idol. Let's go over to this newspaper article. It said, the origin of the idols it's a stretch. So somehow whatever this thing is going on display is connected with the Batilda idol and then also the Cthulhu idol. If you remember, the Cthulhu idol was from the Boris Schuster comic book. So let's read this little article. So it says, possible link between new Pythos artifact and stone idols. Could the idols have come from the Pythos? Rumor. Recently announced exhibit opening soon at the Museum of Antiquities has people on edge as the details all seem to point to a dangerous crescendo. History buffs might remember the myth of Prometheus stealing fire from Zeus and gifting it to humans. Not as many, however, can recollect the story of Epimetheus, his brother, and the first woman, Pandora, curiosity of the wedding gift from Zeus after he had been stolen from by her now brother-in-law, led Pandora to open this jar and let out all the evil into the world. One such powerful evil can be the stone idols now in the hands of the museum. Their origins trace back to blank, blank, blank. So now we have Greek mythology fitting in with this whole story. Okay, so then we're gonna come over to the sketches over here. We're gonna see the Batilda idol from last year. Then we're gonna see on this sticky note that says a story for another time next to the Cthulhu idol. As you know, the comic book said to be continued. So this is confirming we're gonna get another comic book at some point continuing that story. So it says 6 idols so far. We only know of 2 of them. So we're gonna come down here. There's like a creature from the Black Lagoon or a gill man looking idol right here. So is that the idol of the year? And then there's another mystery idol down here. Now it looks like some sort of plant. You can kind of see the arms have spikes on it. So then we're gonna come over to this newspaper article right here. It says local private eye donates artifact to museum collection. After a long couple of cases, Detective Schuster made the judgment call to donate a recent item he had come into possession of to the Museum of Antiquities here in New York City. It belongs in a museum, Schuster stated. This artifact may be of unknown origins. However, it aligns with an upcoming collection the museum has been curating for quite some time. One of 6 stone idols, each one with different motif. However, the same base design, experts believe them to be linked to a singular location. All the bases of these idols have the same design. And then if we come down here to this idol, it says missing stone idol assumed stolen from Museum of Antiquities amidst the preparation for an exhibit. Nothing is ever smooth sailing when cursed objects are involved. For the second time in its history, the Museum of Antiquities has suffered a break-in, yet the priceless painting and other small high-end dollar items were ignored. The only missing item claimed by the museum was one of their newest acquisitions, a stone idol with a unique bird-like feature adorning the top portion. It belongs to a selection of 5 other idols, each with a distinct atonement, yet striking similar base with an unknown language described below during the blank. On the sticky note, Boris thinks it's going to be an inside job. Okay, so now let's read this paper. This was from the Museum of Antiquities. All museum staff, with the new occult artifacts of the world exhibit coming soon, the museum will be on guarded lockdown from closing until the next day's opening. This need for extended security is due to the growing concern of protesters and those who believe these new artifacts are actually cursed and wish to remove/break them. Please do not spread any rumors of these false accusations. Thank you, management. And Boris says, drop the veil. We know it's cursed. All right, then if we come over here, here's a delivery notice. Small statues created. They were delivered. Ceramic jar with face created. Statue of Poseidon created. Then there's a crate right here. This is from the IIAE. Again, here's one of the shipments that has arrived. And then there's another shipment down here. This looks like of Poseidon. So Poseidon needs his trident back. Is that the actual Poseidon statue from the attraction? I think it is. I think we're gonna see the Poseidon statue in the tribute store from Poseidon's Fury. And then the last little piece, it shows where the shipment's gonna be delivered, multiple shipments, all connected. I have many questions, but this story's very intriguing with the Greek mythology, the lore, Zeus, Poseidon. I'm digging this. All right, so that's the whole rundown and everything I can figure out right now for what's inside the Borcher office. All right, this stage has popped up. So over here, they got some mesh right there. I'm guessing there'll be a speaker in there. The performer's gonna enter in from here. They have the stage door, so there's gonna be a speakeasy. Security would ask for the password, right? They would open that up. And then here's gonna be a grate. So there's gonna be a water effect or fog effect or something's gonna happen so it can drain down there. Also, you can see the mesh there by the brick. A speaker's gonna go there. So we're gonna get some more props for wherever this is spraying from. But it's gonna get sprayed into there. Then on the back, they have 2 entrances. They have a staircase here for the performer to enter. Then they have this, but there's no staircase, so that's interesting. All right, over here by the car crash, they've added this little power pole right there. There's no wires hooked up yet, but there's a base there, and then the pole got placed, and then here's the car crash that we saw pop up yesterday. But they've also added a crate, so this is gonna be probably the BuzzCon truck, and then they'll add some toxic barrels in there, but there's a crate of something. Here's a better shot of the car crash, of how it looks. There's hashtag enjoying the AC up there, looking over his domain. This is all looking the same. They haven't changed anything yet. Maybe tonight they might add the branches breaking through or cover up the speakers. Time for the daily dirt update. The dirt still there, still chilling. They've taken a little bit out of it, and they're kind of leveled the ground a little bit because they're still laying all the pipes underground. But there are some porta potties now, all the way back there underneath the lone little palm tree. All right, it's time for our next round of Super Nintendo World merchandise to go over. So $37, they have a reversible Boo little plush. Down at the bottom, there's gonna be a zipper, and then this will be one side. And then if you flip him inside out, this is how he will also look. $22 for this Boo plush, his tongue is sticking out. And then $24 for this light up little wand. It'll illuminate. $65 for this pretty simple gray Mario hoodie. If there's any design on the back, you'll just have Mario right there. So it's subtle, it's not too in your face with the design, and then on the sleeve it'll say Universal Studios. And then $45, they're gonna have a sweatshirt, kind of that same design, and then on the back it'll have a silhouette of Mario. $30 for this little kid red t-shirt of Mario. You also have the silhouette of Mario on the sleeve. $35, it's a puppet of Mario, so you can move his hands, move his head, but $35 for a puppet of Mario. So on that note, that is another section complete. What did you make?
It's a keychain.
What does it say?
That's the family.
Oh, thank you. All right, the timeout tents are back inside the parking garage. This is where they put all the drunk people and the ones who are acting a little reckless. But on that note, let's go back to the office. Okay, guys, we're back in the office. So that is it for today's HHN update. We'll have another one tomorrow covering the construction update. Hopefully the food booths pop up pretty soon. I'm excited to see the detail and design of those. But on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
We love the family!
Because I'm going to keep you up to date on all things Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios around the country. I love you all. I'll see y'all very soon.
This is Professor Baxter.
Halloween Horror Nights, Jack the Clown, overhead mask by Rubies.